interesting work. And what they did was that they actually the professional development for all the teachers in terms of maths. So they really educated the teachers in the development of maths as a language, etc., etc. So that when the teachers actually started the work with the children, they were looking at the children with different eyes. So they showed investigation projects of children with babies of 6 to 8 months, where you could see those children sorting, putting in grouping, all patterning. Now, they probably have always done that, but because the teachers were looking at it with different eyes, they were noticing things that they hadn't noticed. Now, this is talking about babies, but the work they were doing with the older children was quite incredible in terms of maths as a language. And it's the same in terms of anything that they do. You know, we had an investigation here. We were looking at, started off as community, looking at community. And in one of the classes, it moved into communication, talking about different languages. And we brought in a woman from the university whose top, her research is on the development of language, and it informed the teachers in such a way that that the teachers were able to go much deeper in that investigation. So that idea of the teacher as the learner and what can the teacher learn from this is actually very important. I remember, and it's not about walking in Reggio, they say you don't walk in front or walk behind, it's walking alongside. It's really walking alongside. So every investigation will have an intent. And as you see the panels, you will probably get a sense our intent was. And then we have a whole lot of questions, the hypothesis that we think as teachers may happen. And we think of a lot of different things that might happen, but they could change along the way. So we have a very clear intent of where we think we're going to get to, but the journey we take along the way can be different. Can be different. Okay. So in terms of water, just using water as an example, each class may be doing something different in terms of the water because it's coming from the children. But that idea of water as part of the curriculum is still that clear intent of the other.
Can I know for your national curriculum, does it specify in years, like for example, water curriculum that runs through year prep to year 12, you have to learn a certain aspect of the water cycle or something like that?
It's pretty open-ended.
Okay.
It's pretty open-ended. We use we have the vowels,
okay.
And it's really dispositions. It's really about dispositions.
So it doesn't tell you that in this particular year you have to meet this particular objective?
In terms of literacy and numeracy, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but not so much in terms. And when they get to high school, definitely they say that you've got to learn this and you've got to learn that.
So in Reggio, do you actually, because this comes from the children, and so in a way, what is supposed to be taught in year 5 could actually be taught in year 3.
Exactly.
Is the school comfortable?
That's what happens with us. Yeah.
Okay.
School is very comfortable with that.
What about the community, the parents, the state, the government?
Parents choose to come here because of the work that we're doing. Okay. So I'll just give you an example of our parent body. This is a Jewish school. It's not a religious school. It's what we call traditional. In the old days, we would never have had families come here that are religious because it's not a religious school. But now we have families that choose to come here because of the work we're doing. They say the rest we will teach them at home. So, and the first point of entry for us is in a 3-year-old kindergarten. And our children just come in at 3-year-old and they stay the rest. It's very hard to get your child in at a later stage. We've got a little girl from Singapore here actually, Joy upstairs. I'll introduce you to her. Her name is Joy and she brings joy to us. She's a beautiful child. And I mean, they're not a Jewish family at all. And her mum heard about our school because they were living in Sydney, and somebody said you must come to Biali. And I said to her, look, it is a Jewish school. She will learn Hebrew and she'll learn about the festivals. And she said it's another language. And they are so comfortable. And this little girl is absolutely
Joy.
How old is she? She's 5. She's in a prep class. She's 5. Yes. So I'll introduce you to Joy. So Does that help you in terms of curriculum a little bit? And you see, even if you've got a prescriptive curriculum, you can still bring it in. Like for example, our numeracy, with our numeracy and our literacy, a lot can be done through the investigations, but we will teach one-off lessons so to make sure children have, learned that concept. We will do that.
So you do have school exams at year 3, year 5, year 7, and you find that each class is learning different content, different knowledge and skills.
It's based on maths and literacy.
Okay, so test is based on math and literacy.
Yeah, it's not based on
content. And knowledge.
Yeah, not based on content. Those are our BCE exams at the
I understand.
And that's why we have, when we're thinking a little bit about what we do, what we will do. Are you going to be secondary or are you only primary?
Primary.
Which is much easier, that for us, the secondary is the hard one.
It's because you have come since 1994 and we're just starting.
It is, and I'll tell you a little bit about my professional development, because this has changed over the years. When we started, we used to meet every Monday afternoon after school hours. And it was just an expectation that all staff would stay from 4 till 5:30, and that's been going for years now. And we started off really by starting to do certain readings. In the beginning, I would always, be the one leading the group, but then I found that not everybody was doing the readings. So every time it was somebody else who was in charge, I would put them in groups. You people are going to be leading this conversation the next week. So that encouraged everybody to be doing the readings, and once people started, they became excited with what they were doing. It's about just getting started.
Yes.
And then, so now when I look at my professional development, I look at it in 3 areas. Number one is the teacher as learner. Okay, teacher as learner, and it's about learning, not necessarily about the work that we're doing with our children. It's about informing teachers in different ways. It's today we've actually got this afternoon, we've got one of our mums who's a professor of something, and she's come to talk to us about water.
Okay.
Just out of, because we've become a sustainable school, we're looking at the saving of everything, and so she's coming to talk about water, and that's her area is actually infectious diseases, and so she's bringing that in. So it's about informing teachers on different things for their own learning. The second thing is the teacher as facilitator, and that is to facilitate the work of the teachers. It could be computers, it could be, when we were working with all of our materials, clay workshop, wire workshops for the teachers, photography, because of the use of our photographs all the time. We brought in people, documentation. I brought in a woman who works in museums, and so she spoke about documentation. So just informing, because it's part of the work that we're doing, and that will be on a needs-be basis. So the teacher as learner is every Monday afternoon, teacher's facilitator as we need it. And sometimes we would have a whole lot of computer lessons for a while, and then we don't need it for a while, and then it comes back again. From next year, our new principal has said every staff member will be involved in professional development 2 afternoons a week. 2 afternoons a week after school hours.
So how long is each afternoon?
From 4 to 5:30.
3.5 hours. So your school ends at 3?
Our school ends at 4:45.
So it starts at 4?
4.
With a 15-minute break.
Yeah. You can imagine how the teachers are loving that one. And you know what? The teachers in the Early Learning Centre have not complained at all. Because they're excited that they're going to have more learning.